Hello and welcome to the Postgrad Protocol. Today we're going to be going over the Postgrad Balance Guide. So in this guide, I'm going to be giving you everything that you need to both live your social life, focus on your career, and get in the best shape of your life. Because post-graduation, let's be honest, the most important thing is one, your social life, your relationships, and two, your career. Your fitness journey is going to take a back seat, but it doesn't have to be eliminated completely. That's what this guide is for. So let's get into the three areas of your life that you need to build together. So obviously, the highest demand is your career. This is what brings in the money. This is what allows you to pay rent. This is what keeps you stable. So obviously, it is the most important aspect of your life post-graduation. The hardest to maintain is your social life. Relationships will come and go. Different people will come in and out of your life, and trying to stay in contact with all your friends from college and high school while focusing on your career is going to be difficult. It takes work as well. And the most neglected is your body. Once you graduate, a lot of people are more focused on career and social life, and their body kind of goes out the window. And I understand why that happens, but it doesn't have to be like this. So in this guide, we're going to be teaching you how to focus on the career, maintain the social life, while still developing the body. First, we have to discuss what the difference is between trying to get in shape and actually building yourself to get in shape. So when you're trying to get in shape, you go to the gym when you're motivated, you eat well when you're feeling like it or when things align. You tell yourself you're going to start over Monday, and you mostly rely on willpower, and you don't really have a lot of consistency that drives you to your goals. Now, when you're actually building yourself to become the version of yourself and to get into the shape that you want to, you train when you're scheduled to train. Your kitchen and refrigerator is stocked with the foods that you know are going to progress you to your goals. You start immediately. It could be a random Tuesday. If you once you make the decision to start, you're like, all right, I'm all in. Let's do this. I'm starting now. And you rely on systems instead of willpower. And then once you continually show up day after day after day, your progress will start to compound and you'll start to see some results. And here are some of the byproducts of what consistent training will do to the other aspects of your life post-graduation as well. So you'll have elevated focus, your sleep quality will go up, your cortisol will go down, which will help a lot with stress, and you'll just have more daily energy overall to execute both within your relationship and at work. This section is very important. This is one of the biggest misconceptions that people have when it comes to getting in shape post-graduation. A lot of people think they don't have time, and that's just an excuse, to be completely honest with you. You have 24 hours in your day. So let's say your work and your commute to work lasts 10 hours. You sleep for 8 hours if you're lucky, that's a really good day, and you have about 6 hours free time. Now let's just assume that you're spending 3 of those 6 hours on your phone or scrolling or doing something of that nature. What if we replaced 2 of those hours of phone time with 1 hour in the gym? So 30 minutes to an hour in the gym. So that's 4 hours a week. 1 hour a week you can spend writing out the groceries that you're going to get for the upcoming week and actually going grocery shopping. And then the remaining 30 hours you have for your social life or just to rest or scroll on reels, do whatever you want to do. One thing that I think really is beneficial for this system is to create anchors within your week. So for example, when you block out a time to train, you're like 99 times more likely to train at that time. So for example, if you decide you're going to train at 6 a.m. on Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday, and it's completely blocked out, it almost becomes a non-negotiable that you have to show up to the same way your work is blocked out. It's like, if I don't show up to work, I'm screwed. That's how it should be with your workouts as well. You only need to do it 3 times a week. This kind of touches on that a little bit more. Your decision to train on a certain day at a certain time isn't made 20 minutes before you go to the gym. It should not be. You should not say, oh, I'm in the mood to go to the gym today. Let's go to the gym. It should be, I'm going to the gym today at 6 a.m. because it's part of my schedule, the same way that work's part of my schedule. Now, one of the most underrated aspects and variables in this whole process is your sleep. So you should be looking to get 7 to 8 hours a night. I know that can be difficult. 5 to 6 hours a night is okay, but it can really deplete your energy levels later on in the day. You should be having 5 nights a week where you're shooting for the 7 to 8 hour a night target, and then 2 late weekends or 2 days during the week where you stay up later, things happen, life gets in the way. Let's see. So we're moving on. Yeah, so this is the difference between 8 hours of sleep versus 5 hours of sleep. 8 hours of sleep, your mental focus is through the roof, your gym performance is through the roof, you're in a much better mood. This is the biggest one, honestly. When you get 5 hours of sleep, you're going to be in a bad mood. You're going to be, cranky to everyone. You're not going to be having a very good time. And also, when you get 8 hours of sleep, your craving for junk food is going to go way down compared to this 5 hours of sleep. So it's really important that you shoot for 7 to 8 hours of sleep a night. Moving on, I'm going to discuss a little bit about how going to the gym and taking care of your body actually feeds in and helps your career or your work path. So when you skip the gym to go to work, or when you skip the gym because you feel like you don't have time, your fatigue will compound through the week. And the stress that you build up at work doesn't really have a place to get exerted. So you're kind of just carrying around and pushing it deep down for the entire week. Your sleep quality is going to drop, your focus is going to drop, and the more hours that you work, the less your output is actually going to be, because you're going to have all those things that I just described. You're going to have more stress, you're going to have more fatigue, more brain fog. But when you block out your training to fit into your life, you're going to have consistent energy all week. Your cortisol is going to drop and your stress levels are going to drop, because the gym is going to become an outlet where you can release that stress that you're carrying from work or from your relationship. That's the biggest thing. The gym should be a physical outlet to get in better shape, but it really should be a mental outlet to just allow you to turn off your brain, reset, and just focus on your workout without thinking about anything work related, anything relationship related, anything with your social life. You should just be able to turn off your brain and focus on your lift. Now we're going to talk a little bit about handling social pressure. So post-graduation, not as much as when you're in college, but you still might be pressured to drink. You still might be pressured to eat bad. And if someone sees you trying to eat better, they might make a rude comment. Or if someone sees you drinking water in between your drinks, they'll be like, dude, what are you doing? Like, why are you drinking water? You don't have to explain yourself to anyone. You just have to continue to show up and put in the work, because if you can be consistent and put in the work, eventually you're going to get the results, and people are going to be asking you, how did you do that? How did you, get in such great shape while still going out to drink, while still eating the foods that you like? So all you have to do is just lead by example. And if you really need to respond to someone, just say, I'm working on getting better shape. I think it's going to help my mental health. And if they can't respect that, they're either not your friend or don't really care about you. Here are the rules that really cover everything in this guide and everything that I wanted to speak about in general. So you need to stop trying to get in shape, kind of how we went over earlier. Like, you train when it's convenient, you eat when it aligns, and you rely mostly on willpower. You need to start being. So same way you block out your work schedule, you have to block out your workouts. The same way you take seriously your social life and your relationships, you have to have that same level of discipline with your food and your eating and your food choices as well. So one thing that I recommend is to have a couple of daily non-negotiables. So that would be getting your protein at every meal, protect your sleep on the weekdays that will keep you energized and ready to go for your day of work the next day. And then also try to develop a real connection with at least one person. It could be a spouse, it could be a friend, it could be a coworker. Just try to develop a real connection and build that connection up, because that will also help put you in a better mood. have your weekly anchors, of course, reduce your volume if your work gets difficult. So if you're burned out from a day of work, you just go straight after you clock out and do 2 sets of 3 exercises or 2 sets of 2 exercises. You should be in there for 15 to 20 minutes. It doesn't have to be long at all. Just the habit of you showing up is going to continue to build that compound interest. And then if you want to go out later in the week, you should front load your week. So move your 3 training days to Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Monday, Tuesday, Thursday. Move everything earlier in the week and eat a little bit less calories earlier in the week so you can save up and enjoy yourself either on the weekends or Friday or Thursday. So that's pretty much what I have in terms of balancing your social life, balancing your relationships while also trying to get in shape. Like I discussed before, your career is going to be the number one priority, then your social life and your family, and then obviously building your body can be kind of in the background, but I gave you some good strategies to implement to make it something that you can integrate back into your day-to-day routine. So the next step for you going forward would be take this guide, study over it, and see if you can implement a couple of different things. And then also plan a one-on-one plan building Zoom with me. So we will go over your specific situation, your work schedule, your relationship status, your social life, anything that you have going on in your life, and I'll see if I can help you build out a specific plan that fits around the life that you're already living, because that's really ultimately how you're going to be able to stick with things. And then if you are interested in working with me one-on-one directly, we can go over that in the call as well. But for now, that's pretty much what I have. Feel free to look at the guide. Feel free to screenshot anything. I hope that you got some value out of me making this video. And until next time, God bless.